Happy New Year, everyone. That one doesn't have the horn. That's probably good because my dog is afraid of the horn. That one has the horn. All right. Happy New Year. I know you are very excited to dive in. And if you are anything like me, you may be an overachiever. You're like, okay, let's get to goal setting and create the plan and fast forward. And many high achievers do that, type A personalities, because we're so motivated, or maybe it's just because it's the beginning of the year. We want to get started and get going. And so you may get frustrated with this video because I am going to encourage you to pump the brakes and stop. No matter where you are at right now with your goal setting, we're going to take a step back. Yep, we're going to go back. So you may be thinking we need to jump into goals and themes and resolutions. And before we jump back into, I'm going to tell you why we're going to jump back. And here's the reason. Because so many times we accomplish things and we just move forward to the next thing and we don't celebrate it. Or we move on to the next thing and we set another goal and we just keep going and going. And we end up on this hamster wheel chasing the hustle culture. And then at the end, we may work really hard for something and get there and say, this is what I worked so hard for. So it's very important that when we set goals, they truly are what we want. Let's talk about resolutions for a minute, because you've all heard the stat, like 8% of people achieve their resolutions. And usually by February, it fizzles out and the gym is packed at the beginning of the year. Please be nice to these people who come to the gym in January and pack the gyms, because do you know how hard it is to get started? And embrace their courage to get going. Anyway, that's a little side note. But many resolutions are not accomplished. And the reason I believe that is goes back to the previous year. This first activity is all about reflection. Because the key to what you achieve truly is from last year. So go ahead and pause this video really quick and grab the link in the bio. It's going to ask you to go ahead and put in your little email and it'll send you a worksheet. Don't worry, I already have your email because you're in the New Year party. So go ahead and grab that reflection worksheet. You're going to need this later in the presentation. So come back to me. Don't jump into the worksheet and keep going. All right. So as I'm Sara Mayer, I'm your host for the New Year party. And throughout this party, I have designed a couple of activities that I have taken individual clients and businesses through at the beginning of the year so they truly can set goals, resolutions, themes, and words for the year that help them to not only crush these goals, but everything that gets in the way. The key to setting really great goals is reflection. And as I mentioned, that reflection comes from looking back on the past year and years. So now that you've grabbed your worksheet, we're going to talk about getting in the mindset to do the work for reflection, because goal setting isn't just about checking off a box on the to-do list. It's truly about getting in touch with what you truly want for your future, what you truly want for your business if you're an entrepreneur, what you truly want for your life, and coming up with those goals from a place of positivity. So before we jump in to the reflection worksheet, I'm going to guide you through some of this reflection. I want you to think about this from a place of positivity. So many resolutions or goals are set from a place of negativity. You may be thinking, what? Goals and resolutions are supposed to be inspiring, but they don't always come from that place. So for example, Have you ever set a resolution at the beginning of the year and you said, "Oh, I didn't go to the gym enough last year. I'm going to go to the gym more." Yeah. Or maybe you were at a vision board workshop and you looked at all the pictures in the magazines and you're like, "I don't have that house. I really want that house." Or "This man looks really cute and I don't have a man. So let me put him on my vision board." Or "These sneakers in purple, love them. Maybe I'll become a runner because I haven't run much this year." And so those are all things that come from a place of negativity or lack. I didn't do this, and so I should do that. And so we end up, when you set those goals that way, we end up with things that you don't truly desire. So when life gets in the way, things get tough, kids need to be picked up at school, you get really tired, those goals, resolutions, vision boards, themes, they get thrown away because they weren't true desires. They were things you saw in the magazine. They were things that maybe you thought you should have done last year and you didn't. And so you put those on paper at the beginning of the year and you called it done and you check that off the box. Or maybe, and this happens in a lot of businesses and a lot of goals, maybe you wrote them down and you made them all pretty. You put a board up, a vision board up, and then it slowly fell down behind the other things. Or that book, where is that notebook? Is it over here? I don't even remember. And then you look at the goals and you're like, why did I even want that in the first place? And that's because you may have set a goal from true desire, but you didn't bring it to life and incorporate it into your daily life. And so that's why we're not going to jump right now. Put the brakes on. I know many of you really want to, and you're like, "But it's January, whatever day you joined, and it's time. I have to have goals." People are posting about it on social media, and I'm the only one that doesn't have a word. That's okay, because they may forget about it in February, but you're not, because this year you're going to do the work so that your goals truly do come to life. All right. So you have your reflection worksheet that you've downloaded, hopefully. And I want you to let me guide you through some of the questions before you take pen to paper. Maybe it's time to open up a brand new notebook. I have one right over here. I have one over here. I have notebooks everywhere. But maybe it's time to bust open a brand new notebook and to really think about these questions. Now, I'm not going to sit here for the hour that you may be taking to do this. Some of you may take less than an hour, but I want you to dedicate some time where you don't have a kid grabbing you, your dog, like my dog, is not bothering you, if you can, where you can truly think about the questions. I'm going to give you some insight into the questions as well, so that when you're writing about these questions, what you truly should be thinking about. Are you ready? All right. All right. Let's dive in. Now that you're thinking about your past year, I want you to start by thinking about what brought you joy. What truly brought you joy? And when we think about the past year, we tend to think in the last couple of months. I want you to go back every month: January, February, March, April. What brought you joy in those months? Be descriptive. Don't just put down seeing kids open presents or walking my dog on a hike. Stuff like that. Really describe what brought you joy. What was your happiest day? Really dive into that. Why was that your happiest day? What does it even mean to be happy? You have a whole year. How do you pick one? Take some time with this question. Don't rush through it. It may not be what you think. When were you most productive? Productive means a lot to many people. It could be crossing a ton of things off the list, or it could be working on the things that are the most important. But when were you the most productive last year? What was the setting? Were you working from home? Were you in a coffee shop? Did you have a lot on your plate? Just a few things? Really dive into when you were the most productive and describe that. What are you thankful for this year? What are you truly thankful for this year? What non work achievement are you proud of? Did you accomplish something like trying a new hobby or activity? Did you really connect with your family or friends? Did you set a goal to exercise a certain number of days per week and achieve it? What achievement are you proud of that's not tied to work? What small goal did you reach? And you may be wondering why this question has the word small in it. Because many times we celebrate those big things that we really worked for, but we stop thinking about the little things that maybe add up to a big thing. So, what small goal or goals did you reach this year? What goal will you build on for next year? Something that you had as a goal that maybe you achieved or didn't achieve, but requires a build into the next year. What will that be? What was a big learning curve for you this year? Something that really stopped you in your tracks, that you had to dig deep to figure out what was it and how did you learn it? Get really descriptive on this one because we will use that later. What was your favorite experience of the whole year? Dig back to January, go through each month, and really come up with a favorite experience. I love this one. What was your lesson for the year? What did you learn this year? What was that lesson? We know I love this word. When were you bold this year? When did you take that bold action? When were you bold? When did it take courage? When did you not play it safe? What admirable thing did you accomplish this year? New thing did you try this year? And if you didn't try something new, maybe next year is the year. What new thing did you try this year? What did you continue building on from last year? One. What did you start that you continued in? And then this question, which is not on your sheet, but I'm adding it. Are your goals written down? And if not, why not? And if they are, dig them out and reflect on those goals. Really dive into those goals. Did you take action on them? Were they a part of your every month? Your January, February, March, April, September, October, November? Or were they something you did in January and they ended up put on a shelf? Did your goals come to life this year or did they slowly die and fizzle out? Now it's time for you to truly dive into this activity. So find a place, get quiet, open up a notebook, and do the work. Stop and think about all the questions. Dig deep. And maybe you have an answer, maybe you don't. But there are golden keys. So take the time to do this exercise today. And I look forward to seeing all the nuggets that you'll uncover through this exercise. Good luck and have a great reflection.